This is a 2025 F-150 Sleeper with 705 horsepower. But what's more impressive than that is you can buy it right now for $49,998. What's up guys, Mitchell Watts with TC Customs, and today I am so excited to show you these two specific trucks. Both of them are supercharged, both of them have over 705 horsepower, and I want to show you both of these options because whether you're looking for something that is a complete sleeper like this truck, or you're wanting something that is like the new age version of the F-150 Lightning that it should have been, this is a great video for you. And we're going to dive into exactly what all of the details look like on this version of the truck, as well as going with a vehicle that's completely built to the hill just like this one. So let's jump off with what you're wanting to see first, and that is going to be the engine bay. Now, as you've already could tell, this is based on a 5.0 liter V8, and what TC Customs has done is one of the largest Roush Supercharger dealers in the world. We have added a Roush F-150 Supercharger. This kit's good for 705 horsepower, and it is absolutely incredible. The fact that you can buy a truck like this right now for $49,998 is absolutely insane. Now, the beautiful thing about this whole setup is because it does come with a Roush warranty, and that is exactly right. It is a Roush warranty, not a Ford warranty. So let's go ahead and get some of these details out of the way. But if you want all of this and see even more details, I'll have it linked down below, where if you give us your name, your phone number, and your email, don't worry, nobody's going to call and pester you. But what it'll do is it'll unlock a dedicated private video that I've made for you guys that goes over all of this stuff in extreme detail. But I'm going to give you the high level version of it right now. So what happens is when you add a supercharger to a vehicle, the Ford OEM powertrain warranty goes kaput. It's gone completely. I don't care what supercharger you put on there, that's what happens. But what I love about Roush Performance is they step in with a warranty that's good for 3 years, 36,000 miles, and it is good for the entire powertrain of the vehicle during that time frame. The other beautiful thing about that is there is a $15,000 limit on how much they will spend on the repairs. Now, that is significantly better than the other superchargers that are available on the market, and it's one of the reasons that we love the Roush Supercharger. Now, the other thing I want to mention to you is the pricing itself. So I mentioned to you $49,998. The actual normal price is actually $52,998, but because Town & Country Ford is doing employee pricing to the public, the regular cabs even qualify for that. And so if you get your order placed in or take delivery before June the 2nd, you're automatically incentive locked with Town & Country Ford to get the truck, the supercharger, the warranty, and the installation, all of it for $49,998, plus whatever your sales tax is and whatever the doc fee is and the title application fee. So no hidden fees outside of that $498 doc fee that I just mentioned to you. But it is an insane deal that you can have on the truck. But if you're like, you know what, hey, this is cool, and I'm so glad you guys are offering this, TC Customs. You know what, I want something a little bit more crazy than just a truck with a supercharger. Some people want to do the custom work for the suspension, wheels, and tires themselves. Well, some people don't, and that's why we offer this truck right here. This is also a 2025 F-150 regular cab, and it's a short wheelbase, and it is what I would like to call the Lightning of the current generation. So my Halo truck back in the day was that 03, you know, F-150 Harley Davidson, or the old school F-150 Lightning. And when Ford came out with the new EV Lightning, I actually bought one and drove it for a period of time. But I realized that I like gas vehicles, and there's nothing wrong with EVs. That's not what this video is about. But at the end of the day, I kind of think that the name should have been reserved for something quite like this, or maybe Ford is doing this intentionally to give us the opportunity, these tuners and these people that are offering specialty deals like this, to make something cool. So let's talk a little bit about what makes this truck so cool. So in addition to the supercharger, well, in fact, let's just go ahead and look at that first, because just kind of prove to you how crazy this build is. To me, it's the perfect package. You actually get to buy a truck, you get to completely have it customized, you get to roll the cost of the customization into the financing. Here's another thing that most people don't realize is, let's say you want to buy a supercharger and you want to buy wheels, tires, all this other kind of stuff. Let's just say for a second that you're going to spend 20 grand worth of customization. I don't know if that's what this one costs. I'm just using this as an example. Did you know that when you roll the cost of those accessories into your deal, it actually saves you money on sales tax? Let me explain what I mean. If you're spending 20 grand on custom accessories, what's 10%, which is our local tax rate for parts purchases? What's 10% on top of $20,000? Okay, well, let me put it this way. If you roll it into the cost of the purchase of the vehicle, our local sales tax rate is 3.75%. Let's just use round numbers and let's just call it, 4%. By the way, everybody's going to be different if you're out of state. But let's say at 4% to 10%, that's a 6% spread. So on a $20,000 purchase, you're saving a whole lot of money. To be specific, that's $1,200. I had to use my calculator because, I'm from Alabama. I'm not that good at math. But anyways, you're saving $1,200 on sales tax alone. Not to mention you don't have to have the outlay of cash of $20,000 rolling that in. You can actually roll that into the financing, which I think is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I am in love with the Roush Supercharger. I'm in love with what our guys are doing up there. Our technicians that are installing these superchargers is not just some guy trying to figure it out. In both situations, we are looking at a Ford Senior Master Certified Technician that's installing these superchargers. It's the definition of overkill. But how do we come to the rest of the vehicle? Because yeah, you can add a supercharger and that's all good and fine and dandy, but at the end of the day, I also like to have a vehicle that looks just as good as it actually performs. And that's where we're stepping in with these. A set of 22-inch Vossen wheels wrapped around a set of Nitto NT 420V tires, and I love this setup. Now, this particular setup is riding on a RideTech suspension system. Now, we offer just about every single RideTech suspension on the market. RideTech, you know what I mean. We offer just about every type of suspension system, not just RideTech is what I meant to say. And so, whether you want a Beltec, you want a RideTech, we offer just about everything. But I love this one because it's 3 inches lower in the front and it's 5 inches in the rear. And if you step back and take a look at the vehicle, the stance on it is dadgum near perfect. Now this one is designed for a little extra, I guess you could horsepower if you wanted to. Now the RideTech has got a couple of different versions of their suspension system. You can do just a lowering system, you can do coil, well actually they all come with coilovers, but you can also upgrade and get a set of sway bars in the vehicle in the front, but you can also step up to what we have here, which is actually going to be traction bars. So the design of this rear end is to keep the axles from wrapping when you have 705 horsepower. If I'm adding a suspension system to a truck that's already lowered and has 700 horsepower, that traction bar setup is something you really want to consider if you ever plan on taking this thing to the drag strip. While we're back here, take a look at this. MBRP exhaust, looks the part. It's got the F-150 Lightning style, but the thing is, does it sound good? Let's let you judge for yourself. And the customization didn't end with just that exhaust system. Take a look back here. We've got the Ford Accessories trifold bed cover, which looks absolutely amazing. Now this truck doesn't have the spray and bed liner in it yet, but that can be added if that's something you want to do. And by the way, this specific truck, I can't talk, but this actual truck is available for sale at the time that I'm making this video. But I know that we've actually sold quite a few of these things just in the last couple of days. So check out our website. That'll be linked down below if you want to see the current and active inventory. But keep in mind, if you're wanting the special price, the best way to do that is to go ahead and give us a call, get your order on the books, and once again, we can price match and incentive lock the employee pricing as long as you've got an order on the books with us at the dealership. So taking a look at this, look, I love this bed cover because it is a hard bed cover and you can stop it in multiple different places. And if you wanted to, you could even strap this thing down so you can ride around in this specific this actual position. And if you wanted to take it even further, there's one last thing. You can prop it up against the window, put your hood prop over here, and you can now drive down the road with the bed cover completely out of the way. And there's 2 thumb screws down in here where you can unscrew them, take it off, and you can leave the rails on here without actually having to remove the rails to take the bed cover off. I think it's a really good design, especially from Ford Motor Company. Now, one of the things that my favorite modification is going to be found on this rear tailgate. It's going to be the TC Customs badge that we add on every one of these trucks. By the way, I've had a couple people that are like, hey, I had a vehicle custom built by TC Customs, and I didn't get one of it because that's actually a new design that we just came out with. If that's one of you, hit us up at customer service at TCcustoms.com, and we'll be happy to get one mailed to you. That's not a problem. So I want to show you another cool feature about this truck. It's on the inside. On the inside of this F-150 Sleeper is a beautifully appointed interior. So every one of these trucks come with a bench front seat because it is a regular cab. But what TC Customs wanted to do was make sure the thing didn't look like a work truck on the inside. So what did we do? We re-upholstered the entire seats. These are not seat covers. This is actual leather, cat skin leather. By the way, it's not an actual cat meow meow. It is the name of the company that provides the leather. But this same company that provides this leather in this kit is the same company that supplies a lot of the OEM manufacturers for the leather on their factory vehicles. That's the reason the leather looks so tight, it's so firm, the bolsters look good, and my favorite part, you get the TC custom logo stitched in the headrest. And if you wanted to, I could put whatever design you wanted to in your truck. I can actually do that in the headrest for you automatically. It's a really cool setup. Now the rest of the vehicle, you still have your massive 12-inch infotainment system as well as the 12-inch digital dashboard. Quite frankly, at the end of the day, when you get through customizing this interior, it doesn't look like a work truck anymore. And to put it in perspective how nice the interior upgrade is on the custom truck, this is what it looks like when it is completely stock. Vinyl interior, which there's nothing wrong with it. It does look okay, but the truck also has the ability to come with cloth depending on how you order the vehicle. But in any case, that cat skin premium interior, it's a significant upgrade. And so the last question I have for you is, do you think that this is a decent deal? I personally think it's a smoking deal. $49,000 for 705 horsepower with a Roush warranty for 3 years and 36,000 miles. I think that is an absolute game changer. Now, obviously the price can go up significantly when you pick up a 4-wheel drive like this one, or when you pick up the customization. But the beautiful thing is if you're ordering the vehicle, you can customize it exactly like you want. If you want more information on the details with zero obligation, nobody will call you. All we'll do is send you an email with the full details. I'll have that linked down below so you can get that information. But if you're ready to go ahead and place your order for the F-150 Sleeper today, give us a call. The phone number is 205-491-0009. Thanks so much for watching this video, and have a great day. Peace.